if you don't know who I am, I have a ton of energy. No, I am not on crack. I am not even on caffeine, maybe a little bit of caffeine, but it's like an energy, like from working out. This is just my natural energy. And I know that the more energy I have, the more you will stay engaged. Okay. So you are giving me your time. You're giving me your attention. I'm going to ask that you truly give me your attention. You are all here because you're a real estate agent or you are a lender. Okay. You're also here because you want to learn something. And I believe that you should never learn something from somebody who has not done the thing that you're trying to do. I've done the thing that you're trying to do. I'm an expert digital marketer and I'm a top 1% real estate agent nationwide for 17 plus years. All right. I'm not in the top 1% now because I coach 99.9% of the time. All right. But every year that I coached in every single market, I was selling 100, 150, 160, 169 homes a year myself as a solo agent. So, you're going to be learning from someone that's done the thing you're trying to do. And I don't care what the market is. I know I will dominate in any market based upon the strategies I'm going to be showing you right now. Okay. So you never know what that one little thing is that you might miss if you're on the phone, if you're texting, you're not paying attention. So small hinges move big doors. So what does that look like? That looks like this. You're here, make the best of it. All right. Make the best of it. I have 2 multi-million-dollar businesses. I do not say that to brag, but I know how to make money in business, whether it's real estate or it's online. All of these right here are $1 million funnels. That's a $25 million funnel. That's a $10 million funnel. I have one more of those coming. Again, not to brag, but do not waste my time. More importantly, don't waste yours. Okay, don't waste yours. Part of what we're doing today is going to be what I was doing earlier with my students. So let's get into it. All right. And then I'm going to be making an offer to you later for something that's like less than the cost of a couple cups of coffee to like take what I'm teaching you today and like do it with me for 3 days live. Make sense? All right. That'll be at the end of this. So if you find value in this, so I'm secretly trying to give you so much value that you're like, oh my God, I have to have more. I want to go to the 3-day event. So just know, I promise not to waste your time. All right. Also understand that I've been coaching for 5 years. I used to be a teacher. I have a master's degree in teaching. And this is what I love to do. So I know how to teach in a way that you will learn and in a way that you will implement. Okay. So everything is done for a reason. Everybody say for a reason. Okay. For a reason. What I just did was getting you to engage with me. That means when you engage, you're more likely to learn and you're more likely, good. Thank you, Katie. You're more likely to implement. Okay. So, I'm going to talk to you about the one thing that you're missing in your business right now that you need to become the go-to authority in your market. Okay. Now here's my bold promise to you. And my bold promise to you is this, is that if you want more clients, more closings, more listings, you just need to shift the way that you're thinking. You just need to shift the way that you're thinking about how you market yourself. Okay. Marketing and innovation is the backbone behind any business. So you want to massively increase your business. You can do that by focusing on just one essential mindset shift in your business. How many, everybody? One shift. Okay. Now this will work for you. I don't care if you're a brand new agent or lender, or you're an experienced agent or lender. This is going to help you increase your business no matter where you are at. So my goal is to help you take a quantum leap. Okay. What a quantum leap is, it's an advanced change or a sudden increase or dramatic advance. Everybody say quantum leap, right? Quantum leap. Like, let me tell you something. I've been in real estate for 21 years. I've been doing digital marketing for around 12 years. I've learned so much, and I've literally spent over $1 million just in the past 5 years hiring coaches and consultants and specialists in the digital marketing space and taking that knowledge and implementing it into the real estate space. Okay. And I truly believe that that is one of the biggest opportunities that agents and lenders are missing in their business is marketing. All right. We're taught to go to school and become a realtor and lender. And we're taught how many miles there are how many feet there are in a yard or whatever mile, all these things that we never ever use. We're not taught how to treat our business like a business. We're not taught. Marketing is the backbone behind any business. And when you accompany good marketing with innovation, that's when you will have a quantum leap in your business. Okay. Not just in your learning, but in your business. And that's the biggest mistake. And also opportunity. Everyone say opportunity. The biggest opportunity that agents and lenders have is to focus on innovation and marketing. And if you can do that, your business is going to change. Okay, so you've got to be open-minded. Open-minded means that you're willing to hear something different. Okay. Whenever somebody wants to talk to me about a new idea, I'm always open-minded because I want to be the best that I can be. I want to learn. I want to see what areas of opportunity that I can have to insert into my business to become better. All right. I'll give you a good example of this. 5 years ago, I decided I wanted to be a real estate and lending coach. And people told me, Krista, normal people that are doing, $1.8 million in gross commissions in real estate at 47 years old, they don't leave their career to change careers. We don't suggest that you do it. Okay. By following very successful people in the online marketing world, I was able to go from 0 to $42 million in 5 years. That is a income coming in, contracted sales. Does that make sense? So what I'm going to say to you is that anything is possible. Anything can happen if you're willing to be open-minded. Also, do not listen to the naysayers. Who are the naysayers? Many times there are people that want to help you. This is people that are like, hey, like my mom and dad who love me more than anything, and my husband who loves me more than anything, that when I wanted to coach, because I'd sold, 2,300 homes I've sold in my career. I was like, I'm bored of selling. I want to coach. I used to be a teacher. I miss it. I miss coaching. I want to help people. And they were like, no, don't do it. So it took me about 14 years in real estate to make over $1 million in commission. After changing careers, hiring a coach, I made $1 million in 11 months. Okay, now we're doing $1 million months. We've done $1 million a month every month for the past 22 months. Had I listened to the people that love me and are trying to help me, that might not have been a good idea. So I want you to understand that sometimes you need to think about things differently and not listen to people that have not done the thing that you're trying to do. You listen to someone that's done the thing that you were trying to do. Everyone say yes? Okay. So today, I know I'm going to say things that you're going to be like, oh no, my gosh, that won't work for me. That's going to be hard. I can't do that. This doesn't make sense. That is not being open-minded. Everyone raise your hand and say, I commit to being open-minded. Say commit. Good. I commit. You guys are an awesome crowd. I love you because you're all participating. Thank you so much. So you guys are open-minded to change. Okay. So when that negative voice comes up, that good Katie, that little voice that says, I can't do this. This is going to be hard. I'm too young. I'm too old. I'm too new. I'm too purple. I'm whatever it is. You're going to say, stop, snap, and switch. It's my technique that I use. Stop and recognize the negative thing. Switch the bracelet to the other hand. Get a rubber band if you need. And change the thought. I'm too old turns into my experience is going to help me. I'm too new is going to turn into me being new is going to help me because I don't have all these bad habits. Okay. Does that make sense, everyone? Your brain, yes, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your brain, absolutely. You can train it to do what you want. Okay. So train your brain during this training to learn from somebody who has 2 multi-million-dollar companies and who is an expert in what you're trying to learn. Everybody say yes. Okay, awesome. Okay, now, hey, stop it. Many times too, I want you to encourage you from something. People will look at people that are successful and they will say things like this. Oh, Krista, she is successful because she has this pretty fake hair and her pretty fake teeth, or because she's got a lot of energy or whatever. They make up excuses and lies to themselves about why someone's successful as excuses as to why they cannot be. Do not let that negative voice win. It's BS, okay? Quick story about myself. I have not lived at home since I was 13 years old. How old, everybody? 13, okay? I had some problems at home, ended up in juvenile hall, then got sent to a group home, then got sent to a foster home. Have not lived at home since I was 13. Pretty tough. Everything that I've developed has been on my own. Your circumstance does not dictate your finance. You create it. So I don't care where you're at right now. I don't care what's happening in the market. I don't care about interest rates. I don't care about inventory. One of my students today sold 188 homes. 145 of them were done by him solely. He's in the same economy and market as you are. I have story after story after story like that. You create your own economy, not the environment, not your circumstance. Everybody say, I create it. Deal? Okay. I know there is a lot of negativity in the news right now. I know it's scary. That scarcity, that fear is holding you back. Okay. So you've got to become a master of your thoughts, because your thoughts become things. Okay. Let's get into it. Now that I'm done with my, mindset stuff. All right. So you're going to be open-minded. Great. So the goal is this. I want you to think about this the entire time. How can I elevate my brand by positioning myself as unique and different, doing what nobody else is doing? I repeat that. How can I elevate my brand and position myself as doing things that nobody else is doing? Okay. That's what I want you to think about the entire time. Take a screenshot of that if you want to, whatever you need to do. That's what you should be asking yourself over and over and over again every single day. Okay. So before I move on, I'm going to ask you a question, and this is going to help you understand the whole basis beyond the training I'm teaching you right now. In the chat, and remember, I want you guys paying attention. The more that you yell out, compliment, put in the thing, the more you're going to learn, the more you're going to implement. That is a fact, and that is science. Okay. So put in the chat for me. Tell me, why are you here? Why are you on this training right now? And I should see absolutely 170 people responding. To grow my business, new stuff, to create it, keep going, better myself, new realtor, good survival, to learn, not survive, thrive, to dominate my area, keep going, to triple my business, to up my real estate game, to grow my business, to thrive, new realtor, lots of new people on here, good, to build in a better way. Yes, 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 yes. Now, keep going, keep going, keep going. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Everyone, you've got to hear this. This is really important, because this is the basis beyond this entire training. Everybody say entire training. Okay. The reason you are here, all those reasons you're saying, to increase your income, to grow, better finances, the reason you're here, yes, this is true. Marketing, it's all true. But you would not be here giving me your attention, giving me your time, if I hadn't earned your trust first. You hear me? Your most valued asset is your time. There's nothing better than your time, because once it's gone, you can't create it. You'll never get it back. So the only reason you're here is you've either read my book, you saw me on a podcast, you've gone to one of my events. You're only here because I have earned your trust, and you are trying to learn something that I have shown you that I can help you with. Does that make sense, everybody? That's the only reason that you would not be here if I had not done that. I want you to really understand that. That is your job too. Your job in your community is to get people you need to earn their trust so that they raise their hand and want to give you their attention. Everybody say attention. Now understand this. Attention is currency. Let me repeat that. Attention is currency. Attention equals money in your pocket. The more attention that you can get, it is not about who you know, it is about who knows you. Everybody repeat that. It's about who knows me, not me, but you. Everyone put yourself and say it's about who knows me. Attention is currency. And if you can earn people's trust, if you can get people to know who you are, you can develop a relationship with them so they can start to like you, right? If you can position yourself as the authority who's not doing what everybody else is doing, so you're not a commodity, that will turn into currency. Currency is what? It's money. Okay. Currency is also time. It's attention. That's the deal. Make sense, everybody? Everyone say yes? Okay. Awesome. Oh my gosh. I am on fire because I have not taught in like 3 weeks, and I have so much energy because I missed this so much. I love you guys so much. All right. Okay. So I want you to ask yourself one really, really quick question. How are you going to stand out? How are you going to stand out? Ask yourself the question. Did I mute myself? No. How are you going to stand out? What are you doing to stand out? I mean, truly, truly, what are you doing on a consistent basis to position yourself as the authority where you're not doing what everyone else is doing? What are you doing? And are you doing it consistently? And are you doing it correctly? Everybody say correctly. It's a big idea. Am I doing it correctly? Okay. I'm going to show you on this training how you can do it correctly and how you can gain the attention of people. And what I want you to understand is this, is that marketing is attraction. Everyone say that. Marketing is attraction. Marketing is attraction. When you market the right way, when you correctly market, what you're doing is you are grabbing people's attention, okay? It's like they're raising their hand and they're saying, I want to work with you. It's like you right now. You raised your hand, you said yes, you are here, you are learning from me because I have earned your trust. Make sense? I'm giving you something that you want to learn that's different than what you're seeing somewhere else. Are we getting this? That is your job. Exactly. Sean, you're so cute. I love it. You're super into it. Exactly what you are doing here right now on this call is what I'm telling you that you need to be doing in your communities as real estate agents, as lenders, right? Capture the attention, show that you're authority, get somebody to show up in your as a listing appointment, as a buyer, at a training, and then they'll become your client. Okay. But it all starts from you getting people to know you, by you adding value, by you being different, and you being unique. And when you can do that, your business will change. Okay, so I want to make sure that you all understand who this is going to help. This is going to help agents and lenders who are looking for a way to stand out in your market, even if you're brand new. I saw a lot of people say, I'm brand new. Okay, you're actually the best kind of agents to learn from this, because I'm kind of hot in here. Because do me a favor, Brady, we turn off the heater. Yes. You're the best ones to learn from this. And the reason being is because you don't have like all these three things in your head. Number two, if you're an agent or a lender who's doing pretty good, right? But you want more, like you're doing, okay, maybe you're doing 25 deals in a year, but you're like, I want to do 50 deals. I want to do 60 deals, or even worse, I want to make sure that I maintain what I'm doing as the economy is changing. Make sense, everybody? Okay. And lastly, if you were like me, who was an experienced agent already selling a ton of homes, I utilized the strategy that I'm going to be showing you, and I dominated my market when the market crashed in 2008. Okay. 2008, the market crashed. I remember when I had sold my best year in the business as a single agent with no team, I sold 169 homes. Like, did you hear me? 169. Now, I was kind of crazy and bonkers back then because it was like I worked way too hard. But the point is, all of a sudden, I was selling foreclosures and short sales. The market got better. And all of a sudden, I had like 13 asset management companies. I had HUD, Green River Capital, Wachovia, Wells Fargo. I had Freddie Mac. I had all these big accounts. Well, the market got better. Thank goodness for the economy. But my business all of a sudden went from selling 150, 160 homes down to 12. And I was like a single mom at the time, 2 girls. I was the only financial provider. I was like, oh my gosh, like what am I going to do? So I started researching what the Fortune 500 companies were doing. How was McDonald's, Whole Foods, how are they marketing? And I realized that they were using education and they were heavily marketing. That's why during the Super Bowl, McDonald's, Heather, I love it. Lake, you are so awesome because you're super engaged and I'm feeding off of it. So thank you. So they were like, they would market during the Super Bowl, right? Like when it's like millions and millions more dollars to market, because they wanted attention, because they knew that attention equals currency. And I thought to myself, no one knows who I am. I've been selling short sales and foreclosures for 5 years. All right. I didn't market those houses because they looked like crap, and banks didn't give us the money to market them. They were selling so fast, I wasn't marketing them. So I realized I had to completely do a 360 on how I was running my business. So I researched what was working in other industries and figured out how can I bring that into real estate. And that's when I realized I had to gain the attention of my community. And I had to do it in a different way that nobody else was doing it. So I decided, it was about 12 years ago, to start creating video content, but doing educational based videos. So I would interview local professionals. I would interview other businesses. I was what I called a community market leader. So this right here, here's my mouse pad. This is community market leader. Okay. Community market leader is, I'm a community market leader. I'm an unstoppable real estate. I'm a visionary. I am revolutionizing the practice of real estate and contradicting the old school teaching method and approach. I'm a lifelong learner. I serve, I do not just sell. I strive for excellence for myself and my clients. I am changing the way real estate is being done and how agents are looked at. I don't rely on traditional measures of getting clients and generating leads. I focus on the future. I continue to push because I know that nothing happens overnight. I appreciate overwhelm because it means that I am growing. I I never give up and I give my all. Once I declare a goal, I act as if I have already achieved it. I have an abundance mindset and I know that I am the only one responsible for creating the life that I deserve, and I am. I'm an educator, I'm a marketer, I'm an innovator, I'm a trendsetter. My name is Krista Mashore and I'm a community market leader. I made a choice at that time to be the community market leader of my area. Anytime somebody thought about real estate or my community, I wanted them to think about me. So I started becoming an educator of what was happening in the area. Does it make sense, everybody? And I started pushing content out, and then I started running Facebook ads and ads so people would see me. I made sure that I inserted myself in front of people. I put myself where they were. They were on social media, okay? So I very quickly started utilizing other means to just like people do on TV. I put myself on TV, right? On Facebook, on these different portals that people were at. And before you know it, my business was back over 100 homes a year, and they were all traditional sales, okay? But I had to transform what I was doing and make a complete change. Now, here's the good news. I want you to understand, you can do that too, okay? There's nothing special about what I did. I just chose to recognize what I was doing was wrong. I chose to realize what was working and emulate it or copy it, because success leaves clues. Everyone say that. Success leaves clues, okay? Jody Robbins will tell you the best thing that you should do when you see something that works is you should emulate it. Emulate what's already working. Yes, Heather, emulate. But what I did was I emulated other industries, and I thought, what are they doing in their industry, and how can I use that in real estate? And my business completely transformed. Now, the good news is that like 99.9% of real estate agents are still not doing this, okay? They're still doing things like open houses, cold calling, door knocking, pop buys. They're doing all these things, and they're not doing, like, maybe they're creating videos, but nobody's seeing the videos because they don't know how to get the videos out there, okay? So I have been studying this stuff like crazy. In fact, I've written four best-selling books on real estate and digital marketing because I've been mastering how to get more attention. Because I know attention is what? Currency, okay? So that's what I'm gonna be showing you today. I have a feeling I might go over a little bit because I'm taking just a little bit longer than I thought. But here's what I want you to understand. This can work for you too. Here is Cassie Spears. Sold 50 homes, 12-month time period. Here is Caroline Akbar. She sold, $500,000 in commissions. Now, when I show you these people, I want you to say to yourself, that could be me, I am next. Everyone say that right now. That could be me, I am next, okay? And the reason why I want you to see that is because research shows that when you believe something, you're more likely to get it. Success breeds success, right? Energy goes where focus flows. What you think about is what you get in life. Our brains are actually built that way. So when you see somebody, don't think like, oh my gosh, why is she showing me this dumb thing? I want you to think like, oh my gosh, if they could do it, I could do it. If Cassie could do it, I could do it. That could be me, I am next. That's what you're gonna say. Make sense? And put it in there. All right? Yes, exactly. I love it, Bonnie. Legacy for your children is why you want this. So good. Okay, so that's what you're gonna be seeing as you see people. All right, here's another example of Nikki Carter, 25 homes. Okay, if she could do it, you could do it. Really quickly, a little bit about me. Who cares? I've been on Forbes, Fox, written tons of books. I am an expert digital marketer. We've done 11 sales funnels that look like that up there that generate over $1 million. We have one $25 million award and two $10 million awards. I understand about marketing and I understand about selling homes. I've sold over 2,300 homes. So when you can put digital marketing into real estate because no one else is doing it, that's when you will see your business absolutely expand. So now everyone do me a favor, say it again. That could be me, I am next, right? That could be you, I am next. That could be you, all right? Okay, so here's what I realized. And again, that's over $42 million now. I realized that I've made most of my money through educating, okay? Through educating people. We have our mastery course, our elite course, our video maven course, our digital domination course. The course that you're on now, this training right now is going to lead you to a different training that then is going to have some of you say, Krista, I want you to help me because I want to learn how to do what you're doing. Okay. All through education. So I realized that this is what agents need to do as well. Agents need to do the exact same thing. But let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever felt like this? Like this is what my hair really looks like, by the way. That's my hair. This is fake hair. So that's my real hair. That's how I look when I wake up in the morning with my crazy hair. But how many of you feel like I'm doing open houses, I'm cold calling, I'm door knocking, I'm doing all these things, no one's answering my phone, the leads don't know me, they're hanging up on me, they've already talked to 15 different people, I'm having to cut my commission, it's like feast or famine right now, right? Everyone else is like lowering their commission to 1% because they're trying to get the deal. Sellers right now are not like, they want what they wanted 6 months ago, and buyers are like afraid to do anything because they're afraid the market's going to continue to go down. Sound like anything you know? Okay. I know what it's like. I've been doing this forever. I understand how it can be and how you're feeling. So here is the idea is that because some of you right now are feeling discouraged and overwhelmed and you're unsure because you see the changing market, the interest rates are rising, the inventory is going down. You're afraid, is this going to be like 2008? How am I going to outlast this? How am I going to gain more market share? Right? I understand that you feel that way, and because you feel that way, sometimes you can freeze, but that is why now is more important than ever for you not to be ordinary. You have got to be extraordinary, okay? Doing the things like relying on the MLS, Zillow, just doing open houses, doing brokers tours. In fact, let me just say something really funny to you, okay? Let's be very honest. And I know sometimes I piss people off because they're like, oh my gosh, I remember when I first started teaching this 5 years ago, I would talk to people about the open houses. I do not feel are your most effective use of your time. Okay. I believe in marketing one-to-many instead of one-to-one. I also believe in utilizing my time and doing something one time and seeing how I can make it work over and over again. So I would do these videos when I first started so people would get to know me, and I would say like, open houses suck. You should be doing this instead. And people were like, you're an idiot. Like, open houses are the best thing ever. Oh my gosh, they work. And I'm like, yeah, I know they work. The second you don't do an open house, does your business go away? Yes. Can you do an open house and can you reach, 50,000 people in your community? No. Okay. So I'm not saying they don't work. I'm saying it might not be the most effective, efficient use of your time. But people were so upset about me talking about a new way that they just were like haters, like this. They were like little bullies online, behind the screen telling me that I'm an idiot. Make sense? So I want you to understand this is that is when you know that there's an opportunity. There's an opportunity when other people are like, that's not going to work. Or there's an opportunity when you haven't heard much about it or you're not seeing much of it in the right way. That's when you know, that's when you can strike gold. Okay. It's because you now need to not be doing all the things that everyone else is doing, right? You need to be doing things differently right now. Begging for your sphere of influence, doing pop buys, paying for bad leads, all of that is what everybody else is doing. And that leads to you losing commission and losing the deal at the end of the day, you getting lost in the crowd and becoming a commodity. Well, let's just talk about what is a commodity. A commodity is when your service is essentially deemed identical to the competition. When you're identical to the competition, the only thing that you can do to beat somebody else is lower your price. Okay. I want you to think about what happens when you go online on Amazon and there's 15 products that are the same, right? You go for the cheapest option, don't you? Gas, cheapest option. Phone carrier, cheapest option. Internet, cheapest option. They're commodities. They're all the same. If you position yourself as different, that's when your business will change. And if somebody's able to compare you to the competition and they pretty much see the same thing, they will go with the cheaper option. Are you hearing this? Like, really look at that. They'll go with the cheaper option, right? Do me a favor right now. I'm going to think about yourself. Think about yourself. And think about like a very important purchase that you've made. Okay. Maybe it's like I'll tell you, when I went through my divorce back into, it's been like 20 something years, 21 years. I was like, I'm going for the best damn attorney in town. Like, I was relentless on researching the best attorney and paying her top dollar to get my kids back. All right. I didn't give a crap. I was like, this is important to me. I'm researching, I'm hiring the best person. It's like your financial advisor. Okay. I want the best. I don't want what everyone else is doing. I'm willing to pay more for the best because it's an important decision. People, selling and buying a home is like the top few, like biggest stressors and most important things people will ever do. People are researching, and if they're not, it's your job to make them understand how important that decision is and how important it is that they pick the right person that is not just a commodity. If you cannot justify that and show that before they need your help, meaning you need to be positioning yourself that way months before they actually need you. Does that make sense? They need to know who you are, know you're the authority, know what you're about, and know what makes you different before they need to make a purchase. So let me ask you something else. I want this to really kind of connect with you right now, okay? In your area, I'm sure most of you know of like the top realtor and the top lender because you're in the industry. So you just know that. But do you know who the top financial advisor is? Who the top divorce attorney is? Who the top lawyer is? Who the top insurance agent is? I can guarantee that most of you are going to say no because they're not marketing themselves correctly. However, if they did market themselves correctly and they were educating you and advising you and adding value to you and showing you that they're the authority, do you think that when you need their services, you might think about calling them? Everybody say yes, because you absolutely would. Okay. And when would you need to know about them? You'd need to know about them a little bit beforehand. That is why education and positioning yourself as the authority is so important. So the goal is, I want you to think about recognizing new opportunities from other industries and implementing them into the real estate industry. That is what I did when the market crashed and I had to completely change my business model. All right. And some of this might think like it's difficult. So really quickly, in how many realtors are there in the US? Well, between real estate agents and licensed realtors, there are over 3 million. Okay. That's a lot. Over 3 million. Okay. How many mortgage loan officers? This is back of 2020. I can tell you it's a lot more than that, probably closer to 1 million because of COVID, tons of lenders and agents have entered the market because like they've lost their jobs. There's new opportunities. So how are you going to stand out? Okay. How are you going to stand out? How are you going to position yourself as different? Well, let me give you an example. Here's Alicia Collins. She made over $1 million last year in real estate. I think this year she closed around 270 homes. All right. She started focusing on rural properties. She started focusing on her community. She became the community market leader of her area. Okay. And she's crushing it, even with the market that we're in right now, because she's educating her community. She's adding value. She's standing out. Here's David Novak, sold 50 homes, $700,000 plus in commission last year. Everyone say, that can be me. I am next. You have to develop that type of mindset. That can be me. I am next. But I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to stand out in today's market. Okay, there's a lot of things, but a lot of them have to do with just a very couple of things. The first thing is this. Force number one, how do you provide unmatched value and differentiate your business? If you can do this, you can outlast any shift in the market, including limited inventory, competition, a recession, and interest rates. Because here's the thing, I want to tell you one more thing. People are always going to die, get married, have babies, do job transfers, and need to upsize or downsize. People are always going to have to sell. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what the market's doing. They're going to have to. All it means is you need to get more market share. Everyone's saying more market share. You need more market share. How do you get more market share? By making sure that everyone knows who you are. Everyone's got to know who you are. If they know who you are, and then they know what differentiates you, good share, and why they need to use you, especially in a market like this. Guys and gals, listen, there is so much opportunity right now. Okay. When the market is like this, when the market crashed, and that was 169 homes, my best year in the industry was when the market was at its worst. 150, that was when I did the best, right? The year that I left real estate 5 years ago to get into coaching full time, I had sold 154 homes myself. That's a lot. That's big numbers. Okay. but it was because I was always recognizing areas of opportunity that I could like position myself as better than my competitors. I'm going to give you a couple of examples because I really want this to stick home with you. So when I first got into real estate, my first year in real estate, I sold 69 homes. I don't know about the number 69, but it was 69 homes my first year in real estate. Okay. Now people will ask me how, and I'll tell you how. Number one, I had a very strong why, but number two, I remember looking in real estate and seeing what everybody else was doing, right? I remember there was this one agent, she was a top agent, and I used to see her on the buses. So all of a sudden I went on the buses. Yes, I got a loan, and I put a marketing budget when I first got into the business. I went on the buses. Then I thought, okay, well, she's not on TV. So I started marketing on Comcast. Then I noticed that people were doing like black and white flyers, you know, if they even had a flyer at all on the property. So I did 4-page colored brochures. Then I took a little CD and I would put like 50 pictures on the CD, and I put a CD box on the sign. I made sure that whatever people were doing, I would do better and I would outdo them. I saw other things that other businesses were doing, and I was like, what, McDonald's is marketing on TV? I'm going to market on TV. Then I got an ad at the movie theater. And then I took it one step further. I did a video. I spent $3,000 and I did a video. And while everyone else was just doing pictures on the movie theater, I did a video. Do you know, that was so many years ago. I still hear, Krista, we see you at the movies. They say, we see you. I haven't marketed at the movies for like 10 years. All right. Because people remember, because it was innovative and it was different. So it's true. So my assistant said, that's funny. So the idea is like, how can I do things differently to stand out? When you can do this and you're innovative and people know about you, you can outlast any market. You just need more of it. And how do you get more of it? By not doing what everyone else is doing. Okay. Now, also, I want you to know that in 87% of agents are expected to fail within the first 5 years in the industry. Okay. 87%. Now here's why. Every single business, there are a few things that you need to do. I call it the complete sales cycle. Okay. The complete sales cycle in a business is that you focus on all these different levers of your business. And if you can focus on all these levers and optimize these levers, your business will not fail. Okay. The first one is marketing. Remember, marketing is attraction. So I know I need to be a good marketer. If I'm a good marketer, that's going to get me high quality leads. People raising their hand and saying, I want more of that, right? So that's good, Kim. So when we got people like, we're marketing well, then our leads are good, right? Then it's like, oh my gosh, we're one step above of just buying leads from somebody. It's better to be a marketer, generate our own leads than buying from Zillow or realtor.com when they're giving those leads to like 15 other people and they don't even know who you are. Agreed? Everyone say yes, absolutely. Okay. But here's the thing, especially in real estate, you have to nurture those leads. Everyone say nurture. You got to nurture them. Why? Why do you have to nurture? Because nobody just wakes up one day and says, I'm going to buy a house today, and they go out and buy it. I'm going to go and, sell my house today. No, they don't. They think about it. They talk about it. They research it. 97 to 99% of people go online before they ever talk to anybody. They do significant research. So when they're researching, are they seeing you? Let me repeat that. When they're researching, are they seeing you? The answer has to be yes. And they need to see you over and over and over again. Now, if you can market yourself and generate higher quality leads and you nurture those leads, then guess what? Conversion is going to be much easier. Everyone say conversion, right? I would say, do you want leads? You don't want leads, you want conversions. You want leads that convert, but you've got to nurture them. And if you market appropriately, your lead generation is going to be better. So the nurturing will be better. So your conversions are going to be easier. Do you see how all these go in line? Everyone say yes? Okay, good. Now I've converted that lead. Well, I need to make darn sure that I do a really good job with that client. I fulfill and deliver on my promise to that client. I give them the best experience. They love me. I've got good communication skills. I'm staying in front of them. I'm prompt. I'm answering their questions. I'm thinking of things before they need it. I'm fulfilling on my promise to do a good job. Now, how do you do that? Number one, you've got to have like a great CRM. You've got to have systems and strategies and workflows to help you be able to work with more people, okay? Now, if we can do all of those things before I even talk to you about the next step, and do not lie, I want to see all of your hands because they all should go up. This has happened to me. I know this has happened to me. I've gone to Target or I've gone to Costco, and all of a sudden one of my past clients comes up and they're like, Krista, oh my God, I bought a house. And I'm like, you didn't use me. And let me tell you something, my clients love me. People love me because I over deliver. I'm obsessed about doing a great job. I like people liking me. So people like me. I do a good job. Okay. So if I see somebody at Costco and they didn't use me, you know whose fault that is? It's my fault. Whose fault? My fault. Why? Because I was not nurturing. Yes, Richard, I was not staying top of mind. I let them forget about me. That's my fault. That's happened to you too. Okay. So if you guys are all like, oh my God, she's talking to me because I'm that person, because I was you for 21 years. I know. So if you want to retain more clients, get them to refer you, get them to resell with you, get them to relist with you, you've got to have rituals and routines in place. Okay. You've got to. Now, guess what? If you continue marketing to those people, you will continue to generate more leads. They will then refer you because they remember how great you did because you're continuing to market them and nurture them. And you're going to convert them later. And you're also going to convert more of the leads they're giving you. Okay. Does this make sense how it's all going together? Now, some of you are like, holy crap, Chris, that's a lot of stuff. Well, of course it is. I've been doing this for 21 years. But the idea is that you can do these things and you can learn them. You just got to take it one step at a time. You just got to say, I can do that. I'm next. Okay, I can do that. I'm next. Remember, I'm just the girl who has not lived at home since she was 13. I actually wet the bed until I was like 10. I couldn't read until I was in 5th grade because of the learning disability from the physical abuse that was happening at home. That's why I left home and have not been at home since I was 13. So if a girl who's wet the bed, had a learning disability, couldn't read, was in a group home, foster home, or juvenile hall, you can do anything. I'm like not the smartest tool in the shed. I have a learning processing disorder, big time. What takes you like one time to learn, I got to do like 5. I mean, no joke. Okay. So I can do it. I'm next. It's just a matter of doing it. And you've got to repeat things and master. Thanks, Carrie. You've got to repeat things and you've got to master them. Now, let me say something to you all. And this is the biggest mistake that I see people make. I have over 1,000 students right now. We just had a training on this today. I was like ripping their butts. I'm like, you guys want success. The biggest mistake that I see people doing that are not successful is they quit too soon. All right. They quit too soon. Now, why do people quit too soon? Well, there's actually a study called the change or die study. Everybody say change or die. Change or die. Okay. What this study showed was that people that were told they were going to die, like they said, Stacy Duncan, you are going to die if you don't quit drinking alcohol. Joan Klein, you are going to die if you don't stop eating sugar. Sean C., you are going to die if you don't stop eating so much cholesterol. Okay. Richard Barton, you are going to die if you don't stop smiling so much. Just kidding. Okay. My point is the doctors told them you're going to die. Do you guys know that after 12 months, listen to me, please, 9 out of 10 people could not change with death on the line. But here's the good news. Everyone say good news. Good news is that 7 out of 10 people that were told the same thing that had coaching, accountability, and support were able to make the change. Okay. But that just goes to show you, if you want to change your business, you want to change your life. If it's hard, if you're not going to do it with death on the line, you're going to need a little bit of help just to change your business. Does that make sense? Okay. So what that means is that things take time. The biggest mistake that I see people making is number 1, they don't get help from someone that's done the thing they're trying to do, right? They just try to figure it out on their own. And number 2, they give up too soon. Okay. Things take time. And if you give it the time, there's this thing called the success cycle from Tony Robbins, coaching, accountability, and support, Brian. I'm sorry, Adana. So he talks about the success cycle, and I'll go into this later at the event, but he talks about like your potential, right? And if you take action, that you'll get the result. However, if you don't take effective action, it doesn't matter how much action you take, you're not going to get the result that you want. Okay. So there's this whole cycle involved. So when you take effective action consistently, you don't give up, you eventually will see the results, because success breeds success. Success breeds, like my dad used to always say, Krista, success breeds success. Like the more you do things, the more you work, things will start to happen. Have you ever noticed that, everyone? It's like you got the momentum going, right? And all of a sudden it seems like things are going. It's because you're doing something. It's because you're doing something. But then when we stop, it's like so hard. It's so true. Isn't it so true? It's so hard for us to get back on the track. Okay. So, you want to be able to differentiate yourself. So the goal is this, is like, you have to offer something so different that your market cannot compare you to anything else. You have to have an unmatched value proposition. A what? Unmatched. Okay. So you have to offer something that's so different that there's no other product or service that people can compare it to. You are like the only person that they can compare it to. That is the goal. The goal is for people to stop and say to themselves, oh my gosh, like, why isn't everyone else doing this? How come I've never seen this before? Why has no one else ever done this? Okay. You want to have an unmatched value proposition so that nobody else can compare you. So now this is where your new opportunity comes. Everybody say new opportunity. New opportunity. Okay. What am I doing to you right now? Right now, what am I doing to you? Everybody, put in the chat. I lost the chat. What am I doing right now? Right now, I'm what? What am I doing? Coaching, educating, teaching. Yay! I'm educating, I'm teaching you, I'm coaching you, whatever you want to call it. So guess what, everybody? Your new opportunity is, I want you to think about yourself as an educator and a content creator of real estate, of lending, of your community. Okay. Why? Because marketing is education and education is attraction. That's how you're going to become a top producer. You're going to become a top producer by educating people and helping people. Okay. So I want you to think about this. You can leverage your unmatched value proposition to become an educator and a creator. You're going to use communication. And there's a whole training I do on the levels of communication, right? To up your level of authority. And when you use innovation and you put all those together, you have an unmatched value proposition. Your job as a real estate agent or as a lender is to bridge the gap between where somebody is to where they want to go. So I want you to think about educational marketing as a conversion tool. As a what? A conversion tool. As an attraction tool. Okay, so your clients are here, but they want to get over here. Your goal is to bridge the gap from where they are to where they want to go. Okay, so here's why educational tools work so well. Because they position you as the authority. They show that you're the expert. You're the brain surgeon versus the general practitioner. People are getting to know you before you even show up. You win before you arrive. Now, let me ask you a question. None of you just showed up here today by the chance of God or the universe. Like you showed up here today because you saw a Facebook ad of mine. You went to my funnel, you read something. Like you knew who I was first. I educated you. Now you're here. You didn't just show up by the grace of God. Make sense? I hope you're seeing how every single thing that I'm telling you right now, I've absolutely, sorry, my mouse is being weird. I absolutely have done every single thing that I'm telling you to do throughout the entire funnel of bringing you in. And by the way, there are 3 pages of people with no camera on. Get your camera on. You're here. Why are you even here if you don't have your camera on? This is a whole video about but get your cameras on. Come on. Good job. Thank you. Thank you, Paulette. Thank you, Patrice. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Timothy. Thank you, Tina. You will focus more and pay attention more if you have your cameras on. Right? Because then you're engaging more. Otherwise, you're like picking your nose on your phone, doing whatever else, but you're not paying attention. You can't pay attention if you're on your phone. So thank you for doing that. Thank you, Tina Sharp. I appreciate it. All right. Is this making sense so far? Everyone say yes. Am I keeping your attention so far? Hopefully, yes. Some of you are like, Krista's crazy. You either love me or hate me. I get it. Like, I'm not for everyone. I have a ton of energy. I'm super hyper. I'm loud. Thanks, Sean. You love me or hate me. But here's the cool thing about that. Here's the cool thing about that is for the people that don't like me, they're not going to show up again. And I don't want to work with people that don't like me, right? So some of you might be thinking, oh my gosh, Krista, like I'm nervous to educate people. I don't like the way I look or how I sound or my voice or my accent or I'm scared. What if I make a mistake? Who cares? That's how you look. That's how you sound. That's how old you are. And if someone doesn't like you, you're remember, it's attraction-based marketing. Good, Jonna. Attraction-based marketing is you're attracting people that want to work with you and you are repelling the ones that don't. So let me ask you a question. I have ADD too, Sandy. So let me ask you a question. Do you think that my students that work with me are the most amazing, giving, happy, wonderful people in the world? The answer is they are. Do you know why? Because I'm attracting that type of client. Okay. And I actually have a no a-hole policy. We have a no a-hole policy in real estate and in coaching. If somebody's an a-hole, they don't get into my world. So therefore my world and it is a lot better. So the good thing about educational based marketing is that you are attracting people that are more like you because people want to work with people like them, and you're repelling the a-holes. Everyone say no a-hole policy, right? You should all adopt one. Your life, your life will be way better once you do that. Let me just say that. I had to learn that the hard way. I'll tell you the story about Juan later. He was the first mean client I ever had. Okay, so the goal is for this. How do you become the brain surgeon, right? The general practitioner works 30 times more and makes 20 times less-ish than the brain surgeon. I want you to think of yourself like the brain surgeon. Okay, because if you can do this, you're going to eliminate competition. You're going to have the competitive edge. You're going to be able to answer questions that people have ahead of time. You're going to even be able to answer questions they didn't know that they had. And when you can do that, you become the authority. Okay, you're going to help solve their problems, and you are going to become the solution to that, thus becoming the authority. Make sense? All right. Okay, so let's talk about how can top producers educate. All right, how can you educate as a top producer? Well, you can write a book. So here's a book that I've written, and it's called What to Expect When Selling Your Deer Ridge or Shadow Lakes Home. Okay, now this book is not a cheesy book from the internet that is ghost written. This is a book that was written by myself with my 21 years experience and a New York Times bestselling editor. This book doesn't talk about the normal things that agents talk about. It talks about social media, innovation, digital marketing, exposure, all the things that my competitors are not, to position me as unique. Okay. Now, if I was going on a listing presentation and I was competing with Susan Panny, and Susan Panny was going up against me and she didn't have a book, but I did in that certain neighborhood, do you think I might have a competitive edge? Everybody? Yes. Because less than 1% of people in the world are authors. Less than like 0.00001% of realtors are authors. So I'm just positioning myself as the authority. Well, how else can I do it? Well, I do it through landing pages, through seller seminar videos, Seller's Guide. I'll show you some of those things that I do. All of these are educational tools to position me as being different than my competitors. And what I try to do is I try to know who I'm talking to and give them content that speaks directly to the person that I'm talking to. So for example, research shows that you are more likely to convert somebody if your messaging speaks directly to them. Okay, so for example, I have this is not real estate related, but I'm going to give you an example. I have really bad teeth problems. Okay, I have got veneers and I've been losing my teeth like the past 2 years. It's been a freaking nightmare. Okay, like I have coaching calls where I'm missing a tooth. It's so bad. So if I see something on social media or on TV that talks about how to make your teeth not fall out, I'm like, yes, I'm swiping right, I'm signing up, I'm buying it. But if I'm talking about like hair club for men, I'm like, that might be Richard. Richard might say, I want that. I'm signing up for that, because that speaks to Richard. Do you understand, everyone? So I want to make sure that the content that I'm creating, the educational tools that I have, speak directly to the person that I'm trying to market to. There's a whole training that we're going to have on the 3-day event that I'm going to be talking to you about that talks all about your client avatar niching and how important niching is, because the more that your content speaks directly to someone, the more likely you will convert and bring them into your world. And remember, we don't just want leads, we want conversions. Make sense, everyone? Good. Okay, hold on. Good. All right. I'm going into really depth today, so we might not make it through the entire thing, which is fine. Okay, so let me give you an example. Here is Teresa. She goes, this is a crazy weekend. I wanted to share a story. 1 cute new listing, 75 leads, 12 new buyers, 8 pre-quals, 2 showings. Okay. She's like, I did my entire listing process. video, Matterport photography. Your listing process is a process from A to Z where you completely market to people. You educate them. All right. So I'm going to show you an example of a video that has been done to educate through entertainment. Okay, so right now I'm educating through entertainment. All right, let me share the screen again really quickly here. Here we go.
Our marketing attracts listings like this. My marketing attracts homes like this. And this. And like this. Drone photography and 3D virtual tours are always a must. Ooh, yeah. Drone footage, yeah, baby. We utilize digital marketing and social media to expose your house to the masses. Oh, here's our marketing. I do these. We actually wrote the book on selling real estate. No, really. We actually wrote the book. I have all of my essentials in my virtual office, perfectly organized. And my car office, it's the only thing keeping me together. I work just fine out of here. I've got candy for the kids and lids, Post-it notes everywhere. Oh, and look, an MLS violation. And always dressed to impress.
Sleek, Mom. Nice.
You know it.
Really, Mom? PJs?
At least I get dressed. Oh, don't worry, these are my pajamas. What? Celebration. Let's celebrate. That was kind of funny, wasn't it? But actually, sadly, it's pretty true. If you're looking for a cutting-edge marketing expert who utilizes digital marketing, technology, and innovation to expose your home to the masses, well, then you have found the right real estate agent. Do me a favor, give us a call here at Homes by Krista because we would love to help you.
Okay, so there's things that you can do that helps you educate through not just education, but through innovation. So when you have the ability to educate through being funny, right? There's a few things that you want to do in your marketing. It'll help you stand out more. So just trying to give you some examples of how you can utilize education and innovation. So now let's continue thinking about what are other ways that we can educate people and stay top of mind, right? We can do it through, talking about what's happening in the neighborhood. We can do it through comparing like us versus them, showing them what's happening. And then on top of that, showing them how we utilize digital marketing. We can do it through a seller's guide, through a marketing plan. These are not mine, these are my students. We can, and then when we take these marketing plans and these seller's guides and these materials and we get them in front of people, we're just showing that we're doing things different. So here's an example. Here's Eric. He says, I cannot wait to go head to head with the agent who has dominated the past decade. I am going to crush her when it comes to marketing. Now, how can he say that? Okay, he can say that because he's doing things differently. I'm not going to go through this entire strategy right now because we do not have the time. I will go through it in great detail at what I'm showing you. I don't have the time to do it. I want to make sure you guys understand it. So also, when we generate leads, we can be innovative and different, and we can hand them marketing materials to position ourselves as the authority and to educate people in a different manner, right? Here's some examples of some of the things that we give to our students and show them how to create, right? To be different and to be innovative and to be unique and to be doing things that their competitors are not doing. The goal is, how do I position myself? How do I stand out as being different? For me, I knew that writing my books was a game changer. So by writing my books and having them work so well for me outside of the real estate industry, I realized, let me write them in the real estate industry. So that's why we wrote the book for buyers and the book for sellers. And now we let our students do the same. Okay. I'm trying to position myself as the authority. And why did I do that? Here's Annie Grace. She says, writing my book has given me the ability to be the authority in my space. It has been the gateway that has helped me go from 0 to 7 figures in less than 13 months. Now that's in the alcohol industry. I got her on TV, right? Here's Sarah. As a photographer, she did it. She's writing our book was one of the best things we have ever done to elevate our brand and position ourselves as the authority figure and expert in our space. When you have a book, it totally legitimizes you and separates you from the competition. Guys and gals, that is from being a photographer. So you can only imagine how well it would help you to utilize those type of strategies from into your real estate or lending business. Okay, here's some examples of my students that are just crushing it, right? Doing the same thing. They're co-author with me on my book. So my students are able to be co-author with me on my book because I'm trying to help elevate their brand, position them as different, position them as unique. And when you do that, that's when your business will absolutely change. I love this with Betsy. Betsy sold 50 homes in a 12-month period. And she was like, Krista, she was ready to leave the industry. Her husband was the full-time real estate agent. She was kind of like the person that did, all of the transaction coordinating. And her husband came to her and said, I'm leaving real estate. You're going to take over. So her business, and they were doing really well when her husband was the realtor. When her husband left, her business like crumbled. So she was like, I either need to learn to be different or I have to leave the industry. So she hired me. I taught her how to be different, and bam, now she has a team. She's just doing amazing, but she had to position herself as different and be willing to do things differently. Same thing with Iris, right? Sold over 50 homes. Okay, so let me show you other ways that we educate people. We do it through funnels. Now, let me explain to you what a funnel is, okay? A funnel, think about a funnel. There's pour things into a big area, right? And then all of a sudden it goes down to the bottom. So what we do is we create funnels. I'm going to think of a funnel like it's a marketing funnel. What a funnel basically is, it's a way to bring people through your marketing path and drive them to take an action that you want them to take. Okay, so you're basically marketing to people and you're putting them in separate funnels based upon who they are, right? This person likes macaroni and cheese. This person likes ham and cheese. This person likes peanut butter and jelly. I'm not going to put the peanut butter and jelly person in the ham one. I'm going to put the right lead into the right funnel that helps serve the need that they have. Does that make sense so far? Okay, good. Now, when you can do this, this is why conversions will be so high. So what kind of funnels do I create? Well, I've got the executive bio funnel, a seller seminar funnel, a buyer seminar funnel, a hero funnel. Hero funnel is where I market directly to heroes, nurses, firefighters, police officers, teachers, that kind of thing. I have a home evaluation funnel. The home evaluation funnel is a funnel where I generate leads for sellers and I bring them through this funnel. Let me show you I'll give you an example of what it is real quick. Let me just show you real fast. This right here is our home evaluation funnel. How much is your home really worth? I will drive traffic to this funnel, okay? And then once they go to this funnel, what happens is they'll put here, hi there, Krista Mashore, Homes by Krista. So you've landed on this page because you're wanting a market analysis on the value of your property. The only way I can get that to you is if I know your email address and if I know the address of your property. So do me a favor, fill out the information below. All I need is your email address and your property address, and we'll get that over to you right away. Thanks so much and make it a great day. Okay, so then land on that, I put my information in. Boom, it brings them here.
Thanks so much for the information. Listen, I'd like to give you as detailed of a report as possible. You want to know a more precise value of your home. So if you fill out a little bit more information below, we'll be able to give you a much more detailed, accurate value of what we feel your home is worth. So answer the few questions for us and look for the report not only in your email box, but also on your front porch.
Okay, now, when they come here, it's asking these questions. When are you planning to sell your home, right? Next 3 months, 6 months, I just want to know my value. What are the upgrades? What are the unique features? Do you have a pool? Now, when I do this, but then I follow this with this process of educating them, right? Hold on, back here. All of a sudden, they ask for a market analysis, and then I drop off a marketing plan. I drop off my book. I drop off a seller's guide, right? I send them a listing video. I do all these things. That is how I'm positioning myself as different. I'm educating them. I'm winning before I arrive. Now that funnel was a seller funnel. The reason I drove the traffic to that specific funnel was because I was originally marketing to sellers. Does that make sense? My content, my education was marketing to sellers. So I drove sellers to a seller funnel asking them if they would like a market analysis. Now, there's a whole thing that I do before they get there, and there's a whole thing that I do after. There's like a 9-step process after, and there's like a 10-step process beforehand to get them to raise their hand and ask for that report. Does that make sense, everybody? So people are like, you do all those things after they ask for a report? Well, heck yeah, because of what I did beforehand. I know they're sellers and they're interested, okay? That one strategy, just from doing that, resulted in 48 transactions in 12 months, just from that one strategy. We closed more than that. That resulted in, I think, $743,000 in commissions, okay? So I know it works because of how I'm marketing, okay? So I want you to think about this. When you meet somebody and you know that they're an author, or they wrote a book, right? Or they've created or hosted an event, or they give you a guide that helps solve their problems. You think of them as a little bit more educated. Like, oh my gosh, these people, like, they know what they're doing. You feel like this is your new opportunity. I want you to understand, this is your new opportunity to differentiate yourself from your competition by doing these types of things, because nobody else is doing it. And when you do this, this is how people see you as the expert. They see that you're experienced, you're knowledgeable, you're top of your field, right? You're different. You're not doing what everyone else is doing, okay? All right. So imagine if a buyer calls you and asks questions about buying their home, and you send them to your book on how to purchase the home of your dreams in 12 easy steps. And the other person they're talking to does nothing. Imagine if a homeowner calls you and says that they're interviewing other agents. So you send them to your guide or your checklist for the top 10 things that they need to do or ask for when hiring someone to sell their home. Okay? The other agent does nothing. Now, this is just one step. There's so many other steps I could show you to help you position yourself as being different. A homeowner calls you and tells you they're going to list their home, and you send them to your online video series, The 11 Deadly Sins That Homeowners Make When Selling Their Home. The other agent does nothing. Okay? They says, hey, I would like to interview you, Anne Ellery, I'm going to interview you, but I'm also interviewing Jennifer and Cecilia and Debbie and Courtney. I'm interviewing them as well. But Anne says, hey, no problem. Let me send you my guide on what to expect when listing your home, your seller's guidebook. But the other agents do nothing. Okay? Marketing is education. You're building your pipeline of qualified leads through education tools and content. You're positioning yourself as the authority, and you're being different. This is how Joe was able to sell this year 188 homes. He just told me this morning. Okay, I think it was 53 million in it was a lot of money. Okay, this is how Patty made more money in 1 month. She says, thank you, Krista. Through implementation and video text alone, I have made more money in 1 month than all of last year. 30K in a month. Everyone say, I am next. That could be me. Okay, Patty was a newer agent. Now she's helping baseball players buy homes. All right. Caroline joined the 1% club. It can be you too, but you've got to be different. All right. So you may be thinking, all right, everyone. So listen, this is definitely gone. Oh, what time is it? We started at 9:30. Okay. So what I'd like to do now is I've got so much more. First of all, has this been helpful, everybody? Yes, you're liking it? Good. Okay. Different than what you're used to hearing? So guess what? That's when you know my coach, Russell Brunson. So Russell Brunson is who taught me how to do all this, okay? He calls something called a red ocean and a blue ocean. Now, a red ocean is when you're competing with everyone else doing the exact same thing. You're like in a shark-infested red bloody waters. That's when it's like hard. You have to compete. You have to reduce your commission. You have to give up, sell your soul, become a stripper, whatever you got to do. Things are hard. Okay. Then you've got this blue ocean, which is like no one else is doing it. And here's how I know this is such a blue ocean, is because I teach my students this stuff. And about 6 months ago, I was like, how can I give my students more of a competitive edge? And I taught them, you're going to start creating courses. You're going to become a course creator, and you're going to now start giving. And they were like, what? It took them a couple of weeks for them for like the light bulb to go off. Like, oh my gosh, I get it now. You want us to create training programs and courses to give to buyers and to give to sellers and give to people before they meet with us to position us as the authority. But it took them, you guys, like 3 weeks to figure it out. And they're my students. That's how you know it's your blue ocean, because nobody else is doing it. So I'm not competing with the bloody infested shark waters. Make sense? Okay, good. You guys are a smart group because most people don't get it as much. All right. So what we're going to be doing now, it is okay. I've like, we definitely missed a lot because I'm going over things really, really, you know what though? I want to do something really fast. I'm going to show you just one more part really quickly. Okay. Because you're going to get this right now. Okay. So I want you to think about other people you want to go after. Like, how many of you would love to have a divorce attorney in your pocket? Oh yeah, right. Of course you would. Like, the divorce attorney is the one that gives you all their sellers that are selling. And he says, here you go. I've actually had one of those. Curtis Johnson, thank you. It was amazing to me. Okay. So what if you went to a divorce attorney and you said, hey, I'd like to give you the A to Z process of selling your home during divorce that you can give to your clients. What about the 7 steps to selling your home peacefully with children through a divorce? Or how to divorce your house? How to choose the right divorce attorney when going through divorce and selling your house? Mr. Divorce Attorney, would you like to create a program with me teaching people how to choose the right divorce attorney when selling? Or what about, would you like to create a program with me? I already have it done. All you have to do is like do a couple recordings, a 6-step process, how to avoid losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in ridiculous, unnecessary attorney fees while selling your home through divorce. Now, don't worry if you don't want to do it. I'm going to talk to Joe Blow, attorney over here, but you came to mind first. You're who I live. I'd love to do it with you. Do you think he's going to say yes? Yes. Do you think you're positioning yourself as different? Everyone say yes. Okay. I can show you this countless of times. Probate attorney, how to sell through probate, the step-by-step process of selling your home through probate, from choosing a realtor to collecting the proceeds. The 9 deadly sins unqualified probate attorneys make, how to avoid them, and how to come on top seamlessly. Is this making sense? Now I can go into that whole thing so much more, but we do not have time. What I would love to do is to talk to you about, or I want to remind you of something. Remember the change or die study, okay? You are here because you are smart, educated people that have goals. Do you have goals, everyone, for this year? Yes, we all have goals, right? But without a plan and a system and a strategy, it's very difficult to meet the goals. That is why 91% of New Year's resolutions do not get made. That is why 90% of people that have death on the line cannot change. But when you have your GPS is like from here to get from here to New York, you can't do it unless you have directions or you fly a plane, they take you there. But if you've got the goals and a plan and the system and the strategy, you can get there. But now how do you make sure that GPS like goes there no matter what? Well, you put gas on it. You have guidance, you have accountability and support. And the cool thing is that you don't have to figure this out on your own. So would it be okay if I talk to you about how you can go deeper into all this, like in a more advanced way for less than the cost of a couple cups of coffee? Can I take 10 minutes from doing that? Is that okay? Okay. All right. So I'd love to invite you to my 3-day digital marketing unstoppable agent mastery class. Okay. If you just go to KristaMashore.com/unstoppable, it is a 3-day virtual event. And I'm going to be showing you like all these strategies on steroids, like for the entire 3 days. It's from 8 a.m. Pacific to 2 p.m. Pacific. It's 6 hours. Why? Because if you're East Coast, you're going to have 3 hours in the morning to get stuff done. So you can focus on this. If you are West Coast, you can get stuff done after it's done. I've specifically made this for real estate agents and lenders, so you can still have time in the morning or at night, so you can focus on your business. So when you're in this class, you can focus on me and what I'm teaching. And remember, who do you want to learn from? Somebody who's done the thing that you are trying to do. We are going to be showing you exactly how to do it. We're going to be showing you how to utilize the tactics to be known online and in your community so you can convert more leads. These are the exact same strategies that I've used to create 2 multi-million-dollar businesses, one of which does multi-million-dollar months, 24 months in a row. We had 2 months where we made one month was over 2 million, 1 month was like $6,000, under $2 million in a month. So we understand how to do this. So we're going to teach you about the levels of communication, how to be seen as the go-to authority, how to make sure people know who you are. And one of the most important things that I love doing is we're going to teach you how to generate leads while you sleep. I call it views while you snooze. How to get people to see you watch you, how to make your content work for you while you're not working. So this is going to be over 15 hours of coaching with me. You're going to get a detailed, customizable work implementation workbook. You're also going to have the mastermind with the other people in the community and in the Facebook group. And then we are going to give you some bonuses. I love this so much. When you take your fast action bonus, we're going to give you an e-ticket for a friend because we know how important accountability is. So you're going to get a $97 free value for a friend. And you're going to get access to my ebook and audiobook. Hold on, Sell 100 homes a year. So you're going to get the ebook and the audiobook of Sell 100 Homes a Year. My goal is that you listen to this and you read this before you come to the class in 2 weeks. Okay, it'll help everything come together so much more. And also, I have another surprise, but I can't tell you about that now. Okay, so understand this too. If you're not failing, you're not growing. So I want to, if you're, if right now you're having trouble, let me help you get to the next phase. And we need more leverage so we can move forward boldly. And if you are driving 100 miles an hour without a destination, you're going to crash. I'm going to help you know exactly where to go, what to do, and exactly how to get there. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of go through this really quickly. I want you to be like Deontay, a newer agent. He got recognized as the rising star award. I want you to be like David Novak, who sold over 50 homes, right, in a year. That's what I want you to do. So understand this. We experience the life that we focus on. So I want you to focus on what you want, not what you're afraid of, because energy goes where focus flows. And the cool thing is that this course is going to talk to you all about all of that. I'm going to keep going. Okay, so really quickly, here's what you're getting for $47.99. You're getting 15 hours of coaching with me, a customizable workbook, guided sessions. You're going to get access to the Unstoppable Facebook group. We're going to give you an event ticket for a friend when you act fast. We're going to give you our free 7-figure digital marketing techniques for agents workbook. We're going to give you 10 scripts that are our most successful scripts that agents use. You're going to also get free access to our client conversion accelerator, right? And also we're going to be giving you a lot of other great tools for you to use for the workbook, for the session. All you have to do is say yes. All right. So action takers are money makers. I want you to take action now. And the cool thing is that it's only $47 for this training. So it is 3 days long. It's around 15 hours of training. When you act fast, we're going to give you a bonus ticket for your friend. Invite your friend, invite someone. Do like a whole, what do they call it? A watch party. Have them be on the thing with you. Hold each other accountable. Review what you've done. Because when you have help, you are more likely to implement, okay? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to KristaMashore.com/unstoppable. You're going to pay $47.99 for your 3-day event. You're going to email billing@KristaMashore.com, and then we're going to give you your free VIP upgrade, and we're going to give you your audiobook and your ebook so you can start right now. Then you are going to join the Facebook group, and you're going to work for the next 2 weeks with other people in the group to inspire, to motivate, and take action. Nothing happens if you do not take action. You've got to take action. So everyone understand this. One thing I've learned in my career is that action takers are money makers. People who are decisive in nature and take action and say yes, and you invest, they're the ones who see the success. Do not put this off. This is the cost of a few cups of coffee. My students pay me anywhere from $10,000 to $300,000 to coach with me. And so you've got to, and yes, this works for lenders as well. Okay, I'm kind of going sort of fast because we took a little bit longer than normal. So the goal here is for you to go right now to KristaMashore.com/unstoppable so you can get exactly what you need to go. All right, everyone. So if you thought this was good, we did it. We only have 4 minutes left. If you thought this was great, and you can handle 2.5 days of this, but much more guided, like from A to Z, we're going to teach you how to choose a niche, how to pick your client avatar, how to like learn how to create videos, scripts, how to market yourself online, how to feel comfortable on video. And I will tell you something else. We are going to be doing a lot of mindset work, okay? Because if I can't get you out of your head, I'll never teach you how to do $1 million funnel. And I know that to be true. I believe more than anything, mindset is more important than skill set. So it's $47.99. Okay, you're gonna get access to a bunch of other like valuable items that are in there. The Facebook group, the workbooks, free stuff. Yes, Taylor, take action. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Keisha, one of the best sessions I've ever attended. I appreciate that. Can't wait to see you, Tracy. Can't wait to see you, Susan. And you're welcome. I'm excited to see all you too. You guys are gonna love it. Like we have like almost just under 1,000 5-star reviews. Go to Google, put my name in there. You're gonna see like over like almost 1,000 5-star reviews that are talk about this class. Okay. It is relevant. It is live. This class will be live. I'm live teaching this class this next time because we're going to be using it for the next couple of months because we're redoing it based upon what's happening right now in this market with the recession, with inventory, with interest rates. We modify the entire training. We call it What's Working Now. The market has shifted. The market has adjusted. You need to adjust too. Otherwise, don't be afraid, everyone. Don't let the market scare you. You just have to be prepared, right? You just have to be prepared. So go to KristaMashore.com/unstoppable, and I better see you there. I better see you there, Stephanie and Kathy Lee and Dawn and Dorothy and Stephan, all of you. I better see you all there, right? And again, who do you learn from? Someone who has done the thing you're trying to do. Not somebody who talks about it, not somebody who's teaching because they haven't done it. You learn from somebody who's done the thing. I've done the thing. All right, everyone, I'll see you next time. Great job for being here. Give yourself a pat on the back for being here. Good job. Great participation. Thank you so much. It really helped me like super be on fire. Okay, bye.
Hey there, I have a brand new podcast called Fired Up with Krista Mashore, where I bring my high energy right to your ears. This podcast is available on all your favorite podcast platforms. So do me a favor, go subscribe and leave a review. All this information is free and I cannot wait to teach you everything I know. Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.